from the great mama Africa to the Caribbean. United we stand, divided we fall. Black people, know who you are. United we stand, divided we fall. Until you know we are strength in numbers, and we unite for the purpose and goal. Until you know we are strength in numbers, just unite and what prophecy unfold.
Blessed love, welcome to Militant Voices Podcast, Season 3, Episode 6, for Jared, Priest Daniel, and Empress Nivea, guys, say yoga instructors, and also Rastafari people. So I'm Daniel. I noticed you've been in this yoga thing now for a while. Guys, yes, you just say you've been in it for almost 10 years. The Empress been in it for like 9 years. Combined, yes, the years 19 years. So, like, this all this time and dedication to it, or application to it, it have to be a certain passion that is driving you. What's your passion in this yoga field that you deal with? What's your drive and the passion for it?
Well, more time, yoga itself, it was the better way of finding the liberty.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because more time, we got to know how to heal ourselves in this truth. You see? So we find that we are healing ourselves in this truth. And at the same time, where there's much wisdom knowledge, we understand where that wisdom knowledge has to be carried on to the future. So there we see how we have to pass it on to the youth.
Right.
You see, and in that way we begin to form an organization. Of course, we started doing community yoga on parks and beaches and things like that. You see, so as the youths became more focused, we began to go into the schools and have summer camp and things like that, and really steer them towards that embracing.
Yes,
that embracing.
Yeah, teach the youth and lead them in the right way they should grow.
Yeah.
Yes, King. And I'm glad you
became
doing a great
more
job
active.
there, Empress, you see? Yes, come here.
Yes,
I'm glad
they
you're doing a
enjoy
great
the
job.
fun of it and so on and so on. Plus, and I must say this part, Joe, when I was in the Christian church, I get tired of them. I always used to ask them why these people come and say they have to have this foreigner come and do this vacation Bible school. Why they gotta come and do this kind of summer camp. And then the next thing you know, you hear some corruption from these non-profit organizations coming, you see.
It happened one time, and as a youth, not a youth, but a young man, I had to check this daughter back in the day, and her little brother got to like that. A Christian guy came over, not to bash all Christians or whoever like that, but a certain called pastor boy came over with his crusade, and he took all the children them out to one beach area away from Freeport, and he kissed on the little boy, and the little boy came back and tell his sister, but he did the wrongest thing. He didn't tell his sister right away. He told his sister when they already left him and back.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So,
and these things we got to be careful of.
Yeah, man.
And then we have to learn to trust and open up to the ones within our community that have that gift. You see, you go out there looking for the foreigner, so you more advise certain things.
Yeah.
Recognize those who have.
Yes, King.
We've been doing before.
Yes,
Before we was doing our summer camp and stuff. We was doing because we work with the Ministry of Sports and Culture. We work with the Ministry of Education.
Okay.
We work with Urban Renewal.
That's good.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
we ain't fighting no forces.
No. I always thought you said.
As long as you come with positive.
As long as you come with positive vibe, right.
You
Like I said, we ain't coming to fight nobody, but we only fighting spiritual wickedness in higher places. That means I come in any form or any people or any color or creed, guys. You see? Yeah. No, ain't no special place here. That's the wrong we address it and the right we uplift it. Yes, King. I agree with that. So, Daniel, what's the connection with yoga and Africa? How does it play a role together? Because is it something passed down from our ancient traditions, something like that, or something that we incorporate, or how it is?
Well, yoga is really known as an Indian word. It's an Indian word itself. So, before yoga, there are all the elements that went into what came shape in India as yoga, or earlier more say in Tibet.
Yeah.
Because I could really go into the history of what.
Yeah, because I know Gandhi and all them used to practice it too. You say, I mean, no, say it was more like it came like I see more. It was mostly practiced by the Indian people who more popularized it like that.
And a long time when they make certain things sound like certain way. Yoga itself was just a sitting up a specific position
yeah.
and go into meditation.
Right.
So it wasn't all the poses that we see. You see? But the poses that we see came from when different sages was revered for the knowledge that they taught.
All right.
Now, when we look at where the roots of those sages come from, we see that the roots of those sages come from Africa, come from Kemet, where you will find hieroglyphs on the wall.
Where most religions or most things that's established, they form from Africa, because all they do is either change the name or change the image of the concept or the image of the sign or symbol. They take like how the cross, the swastika was nothing used. The swastika was an African sign, but Hitler them take it and use it in his own thing and then give it more of a diminishing and it demise it in the way he diminish it. So a lot of our ancient signs and symbols has been used in the wrong way. You see, and it caused a bad stigma on it, so we no longer want to identify with it. You see, common is the rainbow today. The rainbow is something we always used to like and revere, but because the gay people now use it as their symbol, we now is shunned from using the rainbow and things like that because you don't want to be associated like you part of this gay pride movement or whatever that you say. So it's a lot of things that get twisted. Yeah, twisted around, and we reject it instead of trying to study it, because the greatest fear of someone is when they don't try to overstand. Once you don't overstand something, you can fear it until you overstand it. You see?
And there was something when we first started, people were saying there was a lot of stigmas. You know? They were saying, okay, y'all is Rastas, they ain't gonna let y'all do this. They ain't gonna let y'all live in no use. They was telling us there's taboo about yoga. So they ain't gonna let us live with no children with yoga. But we've been doing this now, 6-7 years? Yeah. So it's been an embrace, especially from young children. And I can tell you now, it's cheaper people really study it and understand the positivity behind it, because the next generation can embrace it.
And I was just about to address that by which is like you using it for a positive thing, using it for health, using it for physical, using it for spiritual, certain type elements like that. So you're using it for nothing dark or something like that. That's like the king say, the emperor say, civilization could be used for good or for evil. So like it's like our ancient art of what they call voodoo nowadays would be to practice in the mystical form now. They're using it in the so-called for witchcraft in these parts, and that get a bad stigma. So it's like what you do with the craft is what really represent the craft. You take in the craft, you do something positive with it. You take it to express it in a positive way. You say you could express it. That's like someone learning martial arts. Now you learn martial arts, you can beat up 1,000 men. Well, how you can express it? You can go about beating up people, or you can try to teach them how to defend themselves, but not to harm someone just because you know martial art. You see what I'm saying? So that's like you knowing how to use the craft that you've been blessed with the knowledge of having. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, not in a negative way, but in a positive way. So that's the whole point about it, still the way I see it. You see what I'm saying?
The yoga tool has been a good tool to see the learning ability of a child.
Okay.
To see who listens, without having to see who follows instructions without looking at them.
A disciplinary strategy.
Yeah, some children do yoga for the first time and they know their body parts, and then you recognize some other children don't. So I think it's a good way to get children to like science, to learn their body side, their body parts.
Yourself, to be in contact with oneself.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. One should be in contact with oneself and also in contact with Mother Nature, because they're the two things we rely on to keep surviving and existing ourselves and nature. As I said, everything else is just added to the equation. Everything is built up around us or forced on us. The things we come into the creation, existing, and knowing that it's given us life is Mother Earth, and our ability to how we think and how we would we conceive in our minds. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And would we speak out from our tongue. You know, the things you be saying and the things you be thinking can bring the demise on you. You see what I'm saying? You think positive, you speak positive, then you can bring positive things into reality. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So, yeah, man, give thanks, my brother Daniel. Anything else you want to say before we close this one out?
I just want to let everybody know, for the month of July, we'll be having free yoga sessions for youths from 5 to 18 at Columbus Primary playing field.
Yes, sir.
We will be on the field. Everybody will be spaced out there 6 feet. I ask you to bring a mask or something to cover your face just to follow all protocols.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we'll be there from Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Yes, 12 years.
Is there you have a website or any type of contact people can reach you?
You can find us on Facebook, Daniel Sinke, or you can look up Youths in Yoga on Facebook. Nabia Sinke. That's Sinke, Cinque.
Alright. Bless the love.
Are you looking for some big hits to add to your music library?
Yeah, man.
Then check out Smokey. Smokey with big hits like Secret Lovers and also What Do You Want?
What do you want? Is this love that I'm feeling? I wanna talk to you, girl. Can I talk to you, girl?
United we stand, divided we fall. Black people, know who you are. 2020 vision. United we stand.